Killers.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ramen. So I've been getting a lot of comments from people saying that they can't find some of the Japanese ingredients that I've been using in my videos. So today I thought it might be a good idea to test out some of the substitution recipes that I've found and take those fake ingredients and try to make something with them. So first off, let's try to make some fake mirin or mirin. Mirin is kind of like a sweet cooking alcohol, so I found this recipe for a mirin replacement of 1 tablespoon of sake plus 1 teaspoon of sugar, which is supposed to make 1 tablespoon of mirin. There are a couple types of mirin sold at the stores, but I think this is supposed to emulate hon mirin, which actually has alcohol in it. So I'm gonna give this a quick stir and then I'm gonna set it on the side for later. Next, I'm gonna try to make some fake Usukuchi Shoyu. So Usukuchi Shoyu is like a saltier, lighter colored soy sauce. And so to get the same effect, we use half a tablespoon of regular soy sauce and add 1/4 teaspoon of salt to that. That makes the equivalent of 1 tablespoon of Usukuchi Shoyu. So it's a little bit weird because it's not 1-to-1, but you get the idea. So now I'm gonna pour out some of the real ingredients and taste them and compare them with the fake ingredients that we just made. I should note that I don't have real mirin on hand. I have this mirin flavored seasoning, which is more like corn syrup than real mirin, but I'm just gonna try to compare it anyway. I do, on the other hand, have some real Usukuchi Shoyu, so this one will be a pretty good comparison. Okay, so now let's do some taste testing here. I have the mirin flavored seasoning and our fake mirin that we made. And when I compare the fake mirin to the mirin flavored seasoning, the fake mirin actually tastes more like real hon mirin with the alcohol in it than the stuff that I had. So of course it's not perfect, but it's good enough, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up here. Next up is the fake Usukuchi Shoyu. So real Usukuchi Shoyu is very salty, so I'm looking to have that same, this is way too salty feeling when I taste the fake one. So unfortunately the salt didn't dissolve properly, so I'm gonna have to add the ingredients on the fly when I'm using them. But this thing still was way saltier than regular soy sauce, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up here too, it works as well. Okay, so I decided to try to recreate the simplest Shio tare video that I had with these fake ingredients that I made and just see how that turns out. So bring 450 milliliters of water to a boil, then stir in 70 grams of sea salt. Add 25 milliliters of the fake mirin, 5 grams of sugar, 7.5 milliliters of vinegar, 25 milliliters of fake Usukuchi Shoyu. So I'm adding the ingredients separately because the salt didn't dissolve in the soy sauce. So I'm measuring out about 12.5 milliliters of regular soy sauce and a little over 2 grams of salt. Stir everything together, and then once you get everything combined, you're gonna just drop in a half teaspoon of MSG or 2.5 grams. So I let this cool down and then I transferred it into another container for storage for later. But you can keep this in the fridge for a long time actually and just take it out whenever you want to use it. And I thought it might be fun to compare it to the real recipe that I made prior, which I still had in my fridge because it just lasts forever. And when I tasted it with the real ingredients versus the fake ingredients, they tasted pretty similar actually, so I think it's gonna work. So I decided to try to make a quick Saimin or Hawaiian style ramen with the tare. I heated up 450 milliliters of water, and to that I added 1 teaspoon of Chinese chicken stock powder, which is kind of different than bouillon. It's a little bit, doesn't have the emulsifiers in it, so it doesn't make the soup as thick. And I also added 1 teaspoon of dashi stock powder as well, just to give it a little bit of a fishy flavor. I dropped some homemade noodles into some boiling water and then set a timer for about, I think, 1 minute and 30 seconds for this batch. And while those noodles were cooking, I got my bowl and heated it up and then added 2 tablespoons of tare into the bowl. One tablespoon of Shio chicken oil. I've shown how to make this in previous videos. You can check those out. I'll link it up in the description. And also some chopped green onions. And then over all of that, I poured in the 450 milliliters of soup. When the noodles were done, I added them and just topped it with some green onions. I wanted to keep it really simple so I could taste it. And of course, if you want to make Saimin at home using this recipe, you can add any kind of toppings that you want to add. You guys know what's on Saimin. So all in all, these substitute ingredients seem to work out just fine. I didn't taste any weird flavors or anything, so I'm guessing that in small amounts, it's perfectly fine to use these hacks if you can't get the real thing. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all the support. I'm still very much a beginner at making ramen, so I appreciate you guys all tuning in and coming along for the ride as I try out new things. If you guys have any suggestions for things you want me to try in the future, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'll check them all out. I read every comment. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!